The first Skate was a breath of fresh air for the skateboarding genre. Gamers who were tired of the over-the-top nature of Tony Hawk finally had something new. Skate was a much more realistic take on the sport, and its flick-it controls made for a more realistic and very dynamic trick system. Skate 2 doesn't reinvent the first game's formula, and this is mostly a good thing. The core gameplay is largely the same. You spent hours perfecting your 540 pop shove-it, and you'll be able to easily pull it off in the sequel. It's not to say that there aren't new additions. New moves like hand plants, finger flips, foot plants, and much more have finally made it into the game. The nice part is that nothing replaces what was already there, so you can just focus on learning the new stuff. The career mode is also pretty much the same, although there's more stuff to do at any given time. There are challenges scattered across the city, and they're your standard assortment of point and combo challenges or races. Something new is that you can now jump instantly to any challenge without having to skate there. I actually find this to be a little disappointing because it negates exploration to a degree. You can still explore the city, but a lot of people are just going to jump from challenge to challenge. The city just doesn't seem to matter as much as it did before. On the plus side, you can skate around anywhere right from the start like last time, and this freedom is great once again. One of the big new things is that you can get off your board now and move small objects around. The idea is that you can move around ramps or rails and use them to pull off challenges in creative ways. The result is a little mixed. There were times when I did some crazy hijinks to make challenges way easier, and planning out something and nailing it is very satisfying. However, actually grabbing things and moving them around is kind of janky. The movement is stilted and stiff, and even just getting your dude to grab an object at times can be difficult because of this. There's also a spot editor, which is pretty cool. Basically, you can set up your own scenarios by moving objects around and then have other players try to get as many points as they can in that area. You just set the area that you want to count as the spot, skate it to set up the score to beat, and then upload it. The actual editor has some usability issues, but it works well enough. There's also a spot browser that's easy to use, so playing other spots and downloading stuff and sharing it with your friends is great. The game runs alright, but it does chuck from time to time. It never actually stays at the target 60 frames per second. Texture work could also be a little bit better. Overall, the game looks decent enough, but it's nothing to go crazy about. The single player portion is better than last time in some ways, like how you always have more goals available to you, but there are some presentation issues. For example, one of the bigger goals in the game is to get on the cover of both Thrasher and Skate magazine. It seems like every mission tells you that this is the mission that you're going to do to get onto the cover, and then you do it, and you have to do another one because that wasn't it. And then when you do finally get on the cover, it's very anticlimactic. On the plus side, the online is awesome this time around. It actually reminds me of Burnout Paradise in a lot of ways, which is great. You can join a free skate session, and then the host can set up competitions just like before. However, there are now tons of different co-op challenges. The variety here is pretty outstanding, especially since the goals can change based on the area, giving you spot-specific challenges to try. The film editor has been updated in that there are now 2 new kinds of cameras you can use to frame the replays. One being a tripod camera that stays still, and the other a freeform follow camera that you can set at any angle around your dude. Unfortunately, some of the features such as filters have been removed, and it looks like they're going to pop up again as DLC, which is obviously lame. Overall, Skate 2 is a little disappointing because it just has incremental upgrades from the first game. However, it is still very fun, and people looking for a solid skater should pick it up. For the full review, head over to IGN.com.